Greetings everyone! Today we're gonna talk about the story called The Destination by Wang Anyi, sociocultural context and its connection to the story. Sociocultural context. In reading using the sociocultural context, you will examine the factors that affect the writing of the literary text and how the work was received by the readers during the time it was written. Now, let me introduce to you the characters and the setting of the story. Characters. Chen Xin, main character. And family members, mother, elder brother Chen Feng, sister-in-law, his nephew, and younger brother. The setting. Time, post-cultural revolution. And place, Shanghai, China. And the lady in the picture is the author, Wang Anyi. And now I'm gonna tell you the summary of the story. The Destination tells the story of Chen Xin, a young intellectual who returns to Shanghai after being sent down to the countryside by the government for education, where he spent 10 years during the Cultural Revolution. He is reunited with his family, living in a cramped house with his mother, his elder brother Chen Feng's wife and child, and his younger brother. Though he once longed to come back, Chen Qin finds that both the city and his home have changed, and the warmth he remembered no longer exists. The small space causes tension, and he feels like a stranger in the place he once called home. As he recalls memories of his childhood, such as the fountain he admired, he realizes that his expectations no longer match reality. In the end, although unsettled, Chen Xin believes that there is still a true destination waiting for him, where he can finally find peace and belonging. So Chen Xin's true destination is not a physical place, but a sense of peace and belonging. At first, he thought returning to Shanghai would give him that, but he realizes the city and his family have changed. In the end, his true destination means finding acceptance within himself, despite the dislocation he feels. Let's get to know the genre of the story. The genre of Wang Anyi's work is a fictional short story. However, it is based on real historical and social circumstances. The story reflects the experiences of China's sent-down youth, young intellectuals who were forced to leave the cities and live in rural areas for manual labor and re-education during the Cultural Revolution, year 1966 to 1976. Through Chen Xin's personal journey, Wang Anyi illustrates the psychological impact of the Cultural Revolution on ordinary people. So Wang Anyi's The Destination is a fictional short story, meaning the characters and plot are made up, but the events it describes are drawn from real history, specifically the Cultural Revolution in China. During that time, millions of young intellectuals called sent-down youth were forced to leave the cities and work in the countryside for education through manual labor. Chen Xin, the main character, represents these young people. His struggles, feeling like a stranger in his own home, being disconnected from his family, and searching for belonging, show the emotional and psychological effects of his historical policy. So while the story itself is fiction, it reflects the real hardships and inner conflicts of an entire generation. Before we finish, I'm gonna tell you the understanding to the story in sociocultural context. Wang Anyi's The Destination reflects the sociocultural context of China after the Cultural Revolution, particularly the down to the countryside movement when millions of urban youths were sent to rural villages for re-education through hard labor. Chen Xin's experience of returning to Shanghai after 10 years in the countryside mirrors the struggles of this displaced generation, who felt like outsiders both in the villages they left and the cities they returned to. His strained family relationships, sense of alienation, and uncertainty about where he truly belongs highlight the impact of government policies, that disrupted lives, fractured families, and blurred the boundaries between urban and rural identities. The story shows how political and social transformations shaped not just one man's journey, but the collective identity crisis of an entire generation. That's it for today's lesson. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned and understand the story called The Destination.